So we are talking with the owner and founder of WeGotcha.com, Kalani?
.co.
.co.
Yeah, we gotcha. That's right.
We gotcha. Okay. So Kalani, please say your name and the company name, because I'm sure I'm not doing it justice, buddy.
It is Kalani Thomas, just like it looks. I go by Coach Cal more than anything else.
Coach Cal.
And the name of the business is We Gotcha, GOTCHA.co.
Okay. And it really is a unique business. I was introduced to you by my brother-in-law. We made you come all the way up to my house, and we sat out on the dock and spoke for about 2 hours or so about your business and the unique nature of the business. So try and describe the fundamental foundation of the core of your business, and then this new business that you started.
Absolutely. So I've been a coach now full-time in the Charlotte area for about 6 years. And the one thing I noticed when I started coaching is just how not broken the industry is, but how many issues the industry had as far as finding clients, selling clients, servicing clients, balancing all those things, and doing it in a meaningful way that you can grow a business and prove to people that you know what you're doing when it comes to growing a business. So I started a membership-based coaching business as an alternative to that. And that worked really well over the last couple of years and has kind of grown and changed and adapted. And now the new membership business is We Gotcha. And what we're doing is we're a collection of about 30 separate coaches, business coaches, life coaches, wellness, health, you mention it. And what we do is we provide access to all of us, unlimited, as many sessions as you could get in a month or a day or a week or however many you want, for less than $90 a month. And it becomes my burden to make sure that we have enough members that all the coaches on our platform are coaching as often as they can. And we want to just make people a little better 20 minutes at a time. And so that's the whole premise. I spoke with a group earlier this week that said they don't hire coaches because it takes too much time talking to a coach. Coaches are too expensive. And how do I know the coach that I'm paired with actually has the expertise I need? And so we're just trying to solve all three of those things with this platform, make it affordable, give people access to really good advice in short periods of time, and do it in a way that you can talk with experts who are rated and qualified and reviewed and all accessible to you in one profile.
Right. So if they wanted to, because I know what this is happening, you understand, we're talking and they want to go to their phone right now and pull it up. So what? Give them the website address so they can pull it up if they want to.
So it's We Gotcha, WeGotcha.co, not .com. Because that aftermarket.com era stuff is really expensive. So until we can make the .co valuable enough that the .com is worth the purchase right now, it's a .co.
Okay. And so where did this come from, Kalani? I mean, the concept of a membership coaching is interesting. You know, it's kind of like a shared jet. You know, what's the name of that company, Matt?
I know what you mean. They do that too now with cars, the share car apps. Yeah.
And it seems to make sense, but I'm wondering how it works, right? So dig in a little bit. I've got this question or concern. I want to get an answer. Right. I pick up the phone and call one of these 20 or 30 coaches. Is that the right way to go?
So we actually have an accountability coordinator that works at our office. So what that person does is they're fielding all of those initial calls from our members. So a member might call in, and we're going to go through 8 or 9 questions with them depending on what they need. And we're going to come to the decision that, hey, you know, for what you're looking for, the help you need, there's 2 or 3 people on our platform that match. Okay, here's someone that you're calling in about sales. You want to be better at making sales. You want to be better at running your sales team, things like that. Sure, we've got 3 or 4 coaches that do that. We'll let you either review their profiles online, or we just pick one, match them up, and then connect you guys together. And then they're connected on a recorded line. So the member and that coach then have a session together on a recorded phone line, and the member gets that copy of the recording at the end of the session. So if they want to go back and listen to that really good advice, or if they're stuck on 77, like some of us were this morning, right, they have an opportunity to have all of that conversation, get all that benefit without having to be in front of a computer or a notepad.
Okay. Here's my next question. A lot of times I know that there's coaches, because us small business people, you know, we think we know everything, right? You know, and the coach actually has information or wants to take them in a certain direction. How does this model fit for that? Because that the coach would now be reaching out to the client? How does that happen?
Yeah,
or does it?
So the member reaches out to the coach. That's one of the responsibilities we give our members is, hey, if you're going to be coached, take the initiative and make the phone call, at least call us, right? And so that's what the members are responsible for doing. The accountability coordinators that we have that talk with our members between sessions help to make sure that if a coach gives someone advice that's difficult to act on or they might not have had before, they can actually get that implemented by having someone that helps them and supports them in between those sessions with those credible experts and those coaches that sometimes might even say, hey, there's two separate ways of doing the same thing and accomplishing it. We don't all have the same feedback, but we all have the same philosophy, which is that coaching can be done in a much shorter period of time.
So how did you come up with this concept? Because it really is a unique concept in coaching. It's not unique in other industries,
right,
but it's very unique in coaching. How did you come up with it?
Well, I mean, I think we can all agree that memberships are becoming more and more prevalent these days, right? They're from Netflix to Blue Apron to you name it, right? You can have a membership for quite literally everything. And what some of these larger companies out there have is the staff. What they don't have is the lean business model to be able to provide a membership-based business through all of their different staff, all their trainers across the country or across the globe. So starting a business from the ground up with that infrastructure in mind was kind of the idea that if I could just take all of the people I know who have hired me or have talked to me about, hey, how do I be a better coach, and put us all in one platform and make us accessible to thousands of people at the same time, well, that solves a lot of the issues with the marketplace, and it, quite frankly, makes coaching more accessible and more affordable to people that traditionally wouldn't hire a coach and spend $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year for that coach, but they could definitely afford $750, $850 a year for the same thing.
And so, who is your ideal customer? What works well for you? What customer profile?
Yeah, so quite frankly, the most difficult customers to take on are those who have never been coached before, because they have an expectation of what coaching can be or should be, and so they can usually be a
I've been
strategy.
told I can be hard to coach. Would you find that hard to believe, Matt?
No, I think that's very believable, Joe. You know, my ears perk up, though, when he says platform, you know, because I start thinking website, you know, like, is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? You mean essentially this place for people to do this thing is a website, right?
It's a website, yeah.
I love that. Ooh.
Yeah, and putting technology back into coaching was kind of what we wanted to do a little bit. That's why we record the sessions. That's why we have text coaching. That's why we have some of those things that people do today. It's because before the idea used to be, right, meet a coach, go sit down, have coffee, have lunch, something like that, sit and talk for an hour, hour and a half, take the 2 or 3 epiphanies from that session that worked for you, and then go run off and do one of those things and forget about the other 9 or 10 things that were talked about. And for me, right, it was just about creating something a little different, something where there's a different type of benefit for that same amount of time someone would spend with someone. So, I mean, so ideally, the typical customer that we have is a small business owner. Even a little further than that, I would say the typical customer we have is actually a franchisee, because they are someone who's familiar with coaching. They probably have a coaching staff that's given to them by corporate, but they want someone that doesn't just always speak company playbook and has different ideas from different industries and different experience. That's not something that's just, hey, we work within this franchise system, so we really get it.
Okay, Kalani, I've been doing this a while. I got a little gray hair, right? I have spoke to a lot of coaches you can imagine.
Right.
You a youngster.
I am.
You have no gray hair. Matter of fact, when we first met, you made fun of the fact that I had gray hair. So he did that, Matt.
You said a little gray hair. I don't see any other color hair on your head, Joe.
You know, it's funny. Every time I look in the mirror, I still see the 25-year-old. You understand?
Oh, do you? Yeah.
So I used to be called the young, successful business guy. I don't hear young anymore in that, right? You understand that? So Kalani, talk to me a little bit because your age is unique in the fact that you're a coach as well.
Right. I'm 33 years old, and I've been a coach for 6 years.
You do age well. I don't mind, because you do look about 22. You understand?
I appreciate that. The T-shirts are a big part of that. You got to constantly have the T-shirt on.
I'm wearing the wrong stuff. That's
Absolutely.
it. Okay.
So being 33 years old, it was just, I think part of what makes someone a really good coach is the experience they have in the business world as a whole. And my dad actually passed away about 2 weeks before I turned 14. And there's 5 kids in the house, including myself. And my mom just literally looked at me and, hey, anything you can do to help, let's do that help. So 2 days after I turned 14, I went out and started a job doing door-to-door sales. And by the time I was 17 and getting out of high school, I was like, wow, I'm pretty good at this sales thing. I think I'm just going to stick with this for a while. And so I started in sales, kind of stuck with sales, and that turned into, well, hey, teach me how to be as good a salesperson as you are, which sort of kickstarted this desire to coach and develop and train and mentor. And that's just grown and grown. And now, like Matt's kind of a nerd for the
No
data and
kinda.
that stuff.
No kinda. He's a nerd. Yeah, let's be clear about
I
that.
like kinda. It makes me sound kind of cool.
Well, I'm kind of a nerd for business coaching, right? Just coaching in general. I'm sort of obsessed with the data behind coaching, and that's what a lot of led me to this different direction here.
Yeah, but Kalani, what I really respect about what you've done is you've put together a program that acknowledges that one coach doesn't know everything.
Right.
So that's what I really like about the program. When I go online, I can tell that, and I've listened to some of your stuff online, and it's phenomenal. You do have a wisdom and a skill in the area of sales and marketing that I would recommend to people. That is rare, right? But also there are some other people in your system that may be helpful in some other areas of business. So I found that to be refreshing, right? That all of your coaches were acknowledging that they had this skill set, but that somebody else might be better in certain areas.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I think was, as I started saying it to other coaches, they really got it. We don't compete against each other, right? Like, I don't compete against other coaches. I compete against Google, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere where people go to be motivated and to do things.
Joe, he said Google. Ring the bell.
Google.
Google.
Right. So I compete against those free platforms where someone can go watch a video of someone like myself online. So that was part of it, was how do we build something that's almost as inexpensive as these free resources and has better, more customized information. So that was really the idea.
Great. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you being on the show, buddy. We got to get you back when
Appreciate
we've got some more time to do that. Again, if somebody wanted to reach you, how could they do it?
So a couple different ways. You can go to wegotcha.co, or I'm going to take a cue from Matt and give my cell phone number out on the radio as well.
Danger.
So 704-804-2119. That gets in touch with me directly. Or
This is radio. You got to say it twice.
704-804-2119. Or you can always call 866-8-GOTCHA, and that gets in touch with our office as well.
And you're talking to Kalani, the founder of We Gotcha.
.co.
.co.